Hello everyone, it's Critapocalypse. I started it before Matt's ready. Ha 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 ha. Episode 19 of Critapocalypse.
You think I'm not ready? I'm always fucking ready. I'm never fucking not ready. I'm always on it. Hi guys.
We're going to review things, and you may notice that there's a lot of noise in the background. It's actually... go silent for a second. Yeah, that is really coming out on the mic. It's pissing it down with rain.
It is raining in Woking.
Yes. It's lovely.
Which is nice, because that, echoes what I did last weekend, which was I went to Download Festival 2015. Woo.
Is it raining?
It pissed it down.
That's what you get for going to Download instead
I'll
of coming
tell you
out for
what,
my birthday.
though, I had a great time. I hugged a bunch of people I don't know. I think I kissed a man.
Yeah, well.
I was drinking a lot.
In Download.
Drinking a fuck ton.
Oh.
But met some lovely people and had a great time.
Yeah.
On to the first review!
Yeah, we're going to review
Bring
things.
on the review!
Review a thing, you're starting.
Am I starting? Alright, so this fortnight, I am going to start talking about Orange is the New Black. It is
You should have started with reviewing Download.
Now you tell me.
Yeah, now we've started, but you can go on with Orange is the New
Fuck,
Black
I can't
now.
go back. I can't reverse. There's only forward on this train. Is the Matt train, and we're drinking.
Okay.
So I am definitely having flashbacks. But anyway, Orange is the New Black is a series about a lady who goes to prison and her troubles with people inside and her dealings and so on and so forth. It's up to season 3. Surprisingly enough, for quite a somber season 2 and serious tone in season 2, season 3 has actually been the funniest season so far. There's been some great characters introduced. There's a nice ending. There's a nice roundup to a lot of things. We find out why some of the women are in prison, which is an ongoing theme to most of the series. And
they don't know.
Yeah, just all. Well, no, there's some people that you don't know the stories of. You meet them because you obviously know Piper. She's the one who's got caught for drug trafficking.
Oh, they're doing the Oz thing where every now and again you get
every now and then you get to know where someone's come from. But all in all, it's a really good series. Season 3 is stellar. I mean, there are a couple of issues with it, like. There's a very ambiguous nature to a lot of characters and what's happened to them. Some characters have gone, some have come in, some their fate's unknown. It's one of those things where to create a full sense of tension, they've just not revealed all the information. They've given you most of it, but they've not just put that full stop on it. And I think that's because they assume people won't come back, or they want more people to come back, or they want to leave people wondering. I don't know why they do it
I've got a feeling
anymore.
with Netflix is that a lot of the people they contract on a per show basis, so they don't necessarily know if they're going to be back. Because like Rosario Dawson in Daredevil, who's only in like 5 episodes.
So hot though.
Yeah,
I love Rosario Dawson.
Would it make sense for her to have been around towards the end of the series a lot more?
It would have made sense to see her in a position where she was like getting phone calls from Matt and helping him heal up and stuff. But no, I don't think they would have done it because contractually, can you imagine paying her for 5 minutes of her time in each episode? Yeah. You have to pay her for the full episode.
It could have been like, hey, what do I do about this bullet wound? Stop dressing up like a nut job fighting criminals.
What should I do about this? Let Iron Man do it.
Yeah,
because he does a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like Captain America lives right down the road.
Spider-Man's around.
Spider-Man's about now.
They haven't cast him yet.
They haven't cast him yet, but like he can be wearing a costume.
Anyway, Orange is the New Black. Is Captain Janeway still in it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Although she talks like this in a really bad Russian accent all the time. She's like, "Hello, I am Russian. I love this. I love hoagies. I love strudel."
Can't strudel.
Yeah, I just said it in a weird way because I was trying to.
Isn't she allowed to ever be English?
Yeah.
In anything?
Is she actually British?
Yeah, she's British.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up! Is she?
Yeah, she is.
I thought she was Russian. No, it's a really good series.
No, she's taking it slow.
You haven't watched any of it, have you?
No, I will watch it one day because you made me start watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
And now you're into it, aren't you?
Halfway through series 2. Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
That Danny DeVito in that.
Yeah, he's great. But yeah, no, it's a really good series. If you get a chance to watch it, I'd recommend it. I give it a solid Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane. It's a new person I'm bringing to the review spectrum.
Thomas Jane in Stander.
Thomas Jane in The Punisher 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great
That
film.
is a film I need to review on my site one day.
It's a great film. A lot of people don't give it the credit it deserves, but it does have one of my favourite kills, and that's where the guy gets shot in the stomach on the balls, I can't remember, and he starts letting out the like, it's like just a continuous cord, and Thomas Jane just takes a knife and shoves it in the bottom of his mouth. Also, the fight against the Russian is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So I give this a Thomas Jane. There are some things that we wish it didn't do, but overall we forgive it because there's been some great times.
What do you think of John Bernthal being cast as Punisher in Daredevil Season 2?
I don't care because that's canon now, isn't it? He's the Punisher.
Yeah.
So he is absolutely the Punisher, and not everything that Marvel do. So like,
I like that. I think he
him.
looks really spot on for it.
Yeah, I like him. The Punisher was never Italian, was he?
No.
I don't really care.
No,
I just thought that'd be a question I'd ask.
But he is Italian. Was Burnford Italian?
I think he might be. He looks a bit like gangster.
The one thing I want him to do is not put his hand on his hips and look at the floor whilst telling people why they're wrong, because that's all he did in Walking Dead, and I'd like him to stop doing that.
To be honest, I don't think he got a good chat in Walking Dead, because he was great in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
That
like
pen scene.
Buff and everything.
Yeah, there's a pen scene where he's trying to like talk to these people about selling stuff, and he goes, and Leonardo DiCaprio is like, sell me this pen, and he hands it to a guy, and the guy turns to him and he goes, hey, you want to buy a pen? And he's like, no, that's fucking wrong. He takes it off and gives it to John Bareffel, and he goes, listen here, take down my number. And he goes, I can't, I don't have a pen. Supply and demand. Like that, and it's brilliant. That's fantastic, just straight to the point. But I think he's really good. I reckon it's going to be interesting to see him. The thing that I wanted out this week, and the thing I was just waiting for a confirmation on, Jason Statham as Bullseye would be fucking phenomenal.
He said he's not in for doing it.
He's not in for doing it. The negotiations fell through. Yeah. I think it was something probably to do with costs.
Bullseye was in the first series. Did you spot him?
No.
No, the sniper who takes out the police officers when they're in the raid and they got the building.
Oh yeah.
When he opens up his case, there's a bunch of playing cards inside there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not notice that. No, I loved Daredevil season 1. I just think it's gonna have a problem with its sophomore season.
Yeah.
Because he's got that shitty costume now, so we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that.
They'll
crap.
tweak that.
You reckon?
Marvel tweaks the costumes constantly.
I just hope that he just goes back to the black costume because it's more practical. Like, I understand the need for body armour.
I think making the costume one colour rather than having black and red, but make it a really dark red.
Yeah.
Like, because I know people don't like the Ben Affleck one, but I think for one thing the costume got right was that it was a right shade. It looked nasty.
One other
dark.
thing was it got the flexibility right because, do you see the original ones? It was just like a single piece of leather.
Yeah.
But here's one in that film. Not many people notice, but it's 2 parts.
Yeah.
It's trousers and the top.
Yeah. So he can go out on night on the town, just take his top off, and
just be like,
yeah, no one will notice.
Look at me in my red snakeskin trousers.
Well, I'll review a thing. We're going to keep with the Marvel theme. I'm going to review season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've also watched this.
Yeah, it's been a bit wobbly. It's been a bit up and down. I thought, yeah, a bit. It kind of felt like because season 1 had this as well, where it didn't know where it was going. Like, this is definitely our villain.
Yeah.
Don't know what he's going to do yet. But key thing when you're doing a story, you plan out where it's going to end, so that the story gets there. I think they kind of intended for Cal to be the main bad guy for quite a lot of it, and then they just lost interest and set up other bad guys.
Yeah, I think that the problem was they found that too many people liked having Carl McLaughlin in the series, and they were like, "Oh, we don't want to get rid of him now because this is our draw."
But it was weird because the first half of the series was like they had a nice dichotomy going on where he wants Skye, she wants to meet her father, she knows he's out there but doesn't know what he's like.
Yeah.
Hydra wants Skye to get into S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this sort of stuff. So they think if they can get her, they can get into S.H.I.E.L.D. or some way.
Yeah.
So there's they're all pulling against each other. That was nice, but then Hydra kind of faded away, and then randomly someone from Hydra would turn up. Has Hydra actually been destroyed now?
No.
Because it kind of acted like it was towards the end of the series.
No, like you've got to remember, there's still small segments of.
Yeah.
So you know how.
But they mentioned no leaders came up in the place of the ones who were taken out, didn't they?
Yeah, but you know how the beginning of season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they were a small offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
They weren't really S.H.I.E.L.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't exist.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same for Hydra. You've got to imagine there's a mirrored image of that happening with Hydra. And we're going to go into spoilers territory for season 2, I assume.
Yeah.
We're going to do spoilers.
It's already been on and everyone saw it months ago in America, didn't they? We only just got it 2 weeks ago.
You only just got it 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I'm behind. I always watch them when they come on TV here, don't they?
No, I understand. I mean, probably the biggest win for season 1 was having that nice little after credits style scene at the end, where you find out that Bill Paxton's still alive, and then someone just comes back and finishes him off.
Yeah.
With the destroyer gun, and I kind of wanted that to happen at the end of this one. I didn't want Ward back.
I kind of like Ward. Loads of people hate him.
I like him, but them being tentative about killing off people from the original 5 or 6 people in the first season is what makes them seem so invincible, and the whole thing just seem like there are no stakes.
The thing is with Ward, I kind of think he's an absolute mess, but I kind of enjoy that he's a mess, and
you think that
he's much more interesting now than he was at the start.
He's massively interesting.
But people always they hated him at the start of the first series, but when I look back at it now, I think they made him boring on purpose. They wanted him to be just this really charismaless, dull character, so that when he does turn, he's cacklingly bad evil.
It's finally
crazy. It's whoa, shit. Yeah. It's who is the real Ward?
Yeah.
In this series, he freaking murders his family. He burns his brother to death in his house.
Yep.
Makes him dig his own grave. Makes him dig a hole.
It was pretty dark.
Yeah.
It was pretty dark. And I liked that. They embraced it. I liked Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. Or what's the face? The bad guy. Xena. Oh, yeah, Lucy Lawless, yeah. I was thinking Lucy Liu.
Yeah. Lucy, racist. Racist. Right now I'm calling racist on that one. Lucy Lawless at the beginning of the series, she was in a nice 2-episode arc. She appeared, she died.
She's in one other episode, wasn't she, towards the end when they had the flashback?
Oh, possibly, yeah. Yeah, she was taking the boat with them. Yeah, she was.
I was a bit annoyed that they killed her, because...
I'm not.
I like Lucy Lawless.
I'm not, because when you've got a name like Lucy Lawless and people that watch TV are going to listen.
She didn't fly, either. Lucy Lawless can fly. Everyone knows this.
That's been canon. That's canon Simpsons. In regards to season 2, it felt darker. It felt a bit more fleshed out, and also, do you know what's really nice? They had Thingy have issues because his brain shut off, didn't it?
Yeah.
He was suffocated.
Loads of people moaned about that at the start of the series, saying, "Oh, they're making it seem like having a mental deficiency is an illness." But you watch the series and it gradually repairs, and he gets better and better.
He doesn't get better. People say he gets better. He gets more confident, but he still has those issues. I would be more annoyed if he suddenly was like Gareth Gates in X Factor.
But by the end of the series,
and then all of a sudden he's like, I don't mind talking.
By the end of the series, he's nervous and stuff, but he's like, he gets jobs done instantly.
Yeah, he's still forgetting shit. He was getting jobs done before, the cloak generator and all that other shit, but he had that mental block that he couldn't describe it.
Yeah.
He can't work with others in the same way. And now
he had the best line of the whole series.
What?
You know when they trap Daniel, what's his face, in, or whatever his name, the teleporter guy in the room, and he goes, "What did you do to me?" And he smacks him in the head and goes, "Science, bitch." That was the best line in the series.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, it just I liked it. I really liked it a lot more than season 1. I didn't like
season 1 only kicked off after the Captain America bit happened.
Yeah,
that was really good, that part.
Yeah,
but before that, it was kind of
I think it was a lackluster introduction for the Inhumans.
Yeah.
It was really lackluster, and also like I don't like the fact that like they were like, "Welcome to the village of the Inhumans," and there's one building and a street. Yeah. That's all we saw. There's one building and a street, and we're told that that's where the Inhumans
Do you think
live.
They're building up for the Inhumans film to be led by Skye, and have
no, she's not strong enough.
But the whole point of her,
character.
Yeah, but the whole thing of that she's doing, supposed to be in series 3, is that she's going to be building a team of superheroes that are like the covert superheroes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're meant to be the Inhumans in the end, but then you'd have bigger names like.
Oh, what you think there'll be like a Secret Avengers, and they'll be like.
Yeah.
No, I reckon
it could be Secret Avengers. That'd be quite cool.
Here's my prediction. The film will come about, and she'll be treated as an ambassador. And her who she is will be explained in like a 2-minute segment. It'll be like, my name's Skye. I work with S.H.I.E.L.D. I am an ambassador for the Inhumans. Anything you want to ask them, you can ask me. But they do not hold negotiations. Yeah, they do not hold negotiations on their land because there's been previous issues, and that'll be it. That's all you need, because that's her fulfilling her segment of the Marvel universe. That's nice. That'd be good.
No, I think they'll have her in there because she's Quake. She's not some obscure character. She is.
Yeah, but Quake isn't in the Inhumans comic now.
No, but Marvel are rewriting what's what now. Mutants aren't even mutants anymore.
The best Inhumans comic was the one where was the one about the people that got attacked by the Terrigen. Because in the comics, the Terrigen mist doesn't kill you if you're human. It just washes over you and you're fine.
Yeah.
But in the program, obviously, it's going to be a different story. It's going to be a different cell. But in the comics, they
they want to have an ultimate weapon of mass destruction type thing going around, don't they?
Yeah, I reckon a town will be destroyed. It might be like Civil War. That's the kick.
It's not a threat to humans. If the team's entirely human and the Terrigen mist isn't a threat to them, you haven't got a threat.
But yeah, I reckon that they're going to do a story based on the Thanos, because Thanos.
It'll tie into that. It's after Infinity. It's after the second part of Infinity War now, isn't it? When they added Spider-Man in, they bumped Inhumans back.
So Inhumans going to be after Infinity War?
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be fucking shit, because Thanos is essentially an Inhuman. They're related. They're one and the same.
Be interesting.
But Thanos' son, because Thanos at one point wanted to kill his son.
Yeah.
But his son was human, which was the ultimate disguise. Thanos couldn't find him because he was exactly the same as the other cattle to him.
Yeah.
So he released all the Terrigen mist to transform all the Inhumans and hopefully transform his son so that he could recognise him and he could kill him because his son was a major threat to him.
Yeah.
But in turn, he made this army of Inhumans that were incredible, superpowered people. And then what happened was Medusa and Black Bolt went around asking people if they wanted to join the Inhumans, if they wanted a place to learn how to use their powers. And if they decided to go back to Earth, they could. But for that period of time, they would be in.
That's probably where the film will be then. It'll probably be probably Infinity War. He'll unleash.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Inhumans will be the aftermath.
But I still want Infinity War to be the first half is going to be on Earth. No, actually, no. The first half is going to be in space. It's going to be galactic. It'll be Iron Man in his latest guise. It'll be Guardians of the Galaxy. They'll be fighting off the army of Thanos with Nova by that point.
I do want Iron Man in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Pratt,
they'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I would be charmed right out my pants.
Yeah.
I'd be jacking it in the cinema.
Yeah.
But
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, so it'd be those two.
How do we get Pee Wee Herman into the Avengers?
I have no idea. We should try though. He could be who's the guy he plays in Mystery Men?
Mystery. Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
anyway,
no. But first half in space. Have the Guardians of the Galaxy fighting the armies of Thanos, trying to weaken him for his arrival on Earth so that they could have a chance. And then part 2, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone's on Earth, and they are kicking the living shit out of Thanos, trying to just save the planet. Can you imagine that? The armies coming down. You'd have Chitauri, you'd have Kree, you would have everyone, and it'd be a free-for-all. And the best thing is that you could have people fighting as well. Because every film so far, people have just been running, screaming little fucking piss hands. But if you get enough people together, and if the world's at threat, imagine New York City, but on a fucking global scale. Everyone is fighting back against the Chitauri. Imagine you could have it go to London and have Captain Britain, have fucking Arthur, have Merlin, because Merlin's a member of the MI6 in the British Marvel comics. Have those guys kicking the living shit out of a bunch of Chitauri, and then a bunch of football hooligans in the background bricking a couple of them. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Just bricking a sock.
Yeah, just bricking. No, not even.
What's
bricking
your
a
power?
Sock.
Got brick sock.
What's your power? I'm not going to sleep for the next 2 hours, and there's a couple of people I wouldn't mind kicking the shit out of, and they got laser guns over there. Get it on.
2 hours to EastEnders on. I'm going to kick some more stops.
I've got about half hour before Watchdog, and I make my appearance on TV. Might as well get another one in before lunchtime.
Got a complaint about some plumbers.
DIY SOS. I'm one of the plumbers. But no, it'd be great. I reckon they should do that. That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
You'd imagine that, and imagine the cameos you could get. We could probably sneak in.
Yeah.
I could be Captain Britain. I've got that hair.
One of the girls who used to work at HMV, her brother's ex-boyfriend's in Captain America.
Oh, is he?
He's one of the Nazis.
That's why he's our ex, yeah. But imagine that. I could be Captain Britain. You could be Merlin.
I want to be Merlin. I'm blatantly going to be MODOK if I'm ever cast in the universe.
Don't put yourself down. You could do a good Hulk. I reckon if we get you Chris Pratt's trainer.
Yeah. I'll get that Marvel body.
Yeah.
That they all have. They all look the same with the shirt.
Should we start hitting the gym? Get Marvel bodies.
The game?
The game. Night game.
What the hell's a game?
What the hell is a game?
Anyway, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2.
I can't do cardio 2 times a day.
It was... Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was wobbly, but it was decent in times, and it got... When it peaked, it was really good.
Yeah.
But, and then you had episodes where you were just like...
How would you... Because there's 5...
Does Sky's mum have to be evil?
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yeah, because you had to have... Right, so Carl McLaughlin was duality of man, and then they actually were
his makeup
duality
looked weird.
Of parents. It did look shit, didn't it? And it was like, what, has he been injecting himself with pig's teeth?
I know they were referencing like sort of Frankenstein monster type injection thing, yeah, but it did look silly on him.
Yeah. Because we've spoken about all 5 of the top... We've spoken about all 5 of the top series right now that are based on superheroes, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck off Superwoman, that was shit. But we've spoken about
Arrow, Flash,
Gotham, Flash, Arrow. Yeah. You know, what is your top 5? So how would you rate them?
I put Flash at the top for sure.
Second,
the current series, or just overall?
No, this is. Should we say current series because Daredevil can't really repeat?
Daredevil and Flash would be at the top.
Yeah.
Like,
so you go Flash, Daredevil.
Yeah.
And then
that'd be a tricky one though, because I think Daredevil's a better drama by far, a better written show, but Flash is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and I value fun.
I think that if I was to watch Daredevil for 20 episodes,
it would be
horrible.
Yeah, because they would do whole episodes which were just one, like a freaking bottle episode.
To be foggy.
Yeah.
So you go.
They need to be more
Flash.
foggy. They need to do a series about foggy.
What's he doing today? Is he in a donut? Shit, that was last week's episode. So you go Flash, Daredevil, then.
See, the other ones I think have been a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
Because Arrow Series 3 was wobbly as hell.
Like, not even on the spectrum, I'd say Gotham is way off.
I quite like some parts of Gotham, though.
But would you rate it higher than Arrow?
I like the design of Gotham and the style more than what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
probably put Arrow third, though.
Yeah, Arrow third, and then...
Sort of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Gotham.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Gotham.
But Gotham, I think there's a lot of stuff in that's like, but people are a bit harsh on it, but they need to figure themselves out.
Yeah. I would say that for me, Daredevil would be number one, but that last episode I didn't need. I didn't need a showdown between Daredevil and Wilson Fisk. I knew who was going to win that. We all knew who was going to win that because it's the last episode of a series. If you had that confrontation 2 episodes before, and then the last 2 were him trying to repair the damage and fight off the henchmen, like the taking down. You remember the game Mercenaries?
Yeah.
Do you remember you had the cards and you had to find the people on the cards? They were your top 5. Yeah. Imagine if you had that and you were just taking out. But yeah, no, I'm
hoping the next series will be Wilson Fisk will be around, but I kind of want Punisher to actually be the bad guy. Like, I want him hunting Daredevil down. Yeah,
I want the Daredevil to be trying to find people that are doing wrong and to walk in on crime scenes and just know. I want it to be almost like a ghostly presence because the training that the Punisher has compared to the abilities of Daredevil, there is no competition. The Punisher would win. He would just win, sadly, because the Daredevil's a much more interesting character.
Yeah.
But I'd like him to be almost like a ghostly presence. Then in the last episode, I'd like the Punisher to be cigar chewing, M16 slung over the shoulder, and just goes, "So I've heard you've been taking some of my jobs," and then just be like, that's the end of the series. You don't need another conversation because that's all they need to say. Because they know they're allies, but there's a little bit of competition. That'd be a nice touch.
But Punisher should be hunting down Daredevil.
No,
they did that in the comics a bunch of
criminal.
times. Well, he is. He's a vigilante.
He's a vigilante, but so is the Punisher. It'd be like him shooting a mirror
Punisher
every time he saw it for reflection, wouldn't it?
But there's a whole story arc where Punisher's hunting.
There is indeed,
Daredevil.
but that's when the Daredevil was accused of murdering someone, which was done in the films, but wasn't a very good interpretation of that. But the Daredevil did get accused of murder.
I'm happy as long as they don't bring Elektra into it.
Oh fuck Elektra! But I think they've cast her, so that's the upsetting thing.
Fuck. Jennifer Garner? No.
I don't think Elektra's a very interesting character. Elektra. She's not interesting.
No.
Her
purpose is to die.
Yeah.
That's her purpose.
If you've got Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, you've got Elektra times 50. Get in Spy Master. That'd be fucking awesome.
Taskmaster.
No, Spy Master was the woman with the mask who had the scar.
Right.
She was essentially like the reverse of Black Widow. She was an evil version of Black Widow.
Isn't she in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No.
That woman?
Oh, wait, actually, she might have been. Is that the one with the face?
Yeah, she's got the face.
Is that meant to be Spy Master?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Shit, didn't think of that.
Anyway, you review another thing.
I am going to review...
I'm going to play my Transformer.
I'm going to review Massive Chalice on the Xbox One.
Oh, I reviewed that.
You have.
Not on Xbox One.
I'm going to keep it very short. It's a very pretty game.
Yeah, I like the look of it. It's that flat shaded, angular.
Yeah, it is.
And the dialogue as it's going through.
The dialogue's nice and silly sometimes, and then serious.
They took out one line of dialogue, I noticed, in the final version. Yeah, they never say, "Oh, that could have been avoided." Because they used to say that all the time. It really bugged me because it can't be avoided.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
I just I'm going to admit right off the bat that if you're playing this on the Xbox One for the first time, go into autopilot for the first level because it is terrible. I don't know if you agree. Do you hate the first level?
It's randomly decided, that first level. Every time you start, it's different.
Oh, right.
It'll always be inside a building, but it'll always be a different layout every time.
It was awful.
You have the mix of characters as well. You can manipulate that a little bit, but yeah.
It was cheese grater against the nutsack for me. XCOM. I played XCOM for the first time not long ago. And that first level, I was like, I'm game. I'm ready. I'm going to shoot some aliens.
Brilliant.
Done. But in Massive Chalice, the first level, I'm like, I'm really not sure if I'm going to commit to this. It's like a relationship with a girl that's a really good lay, but you can't take her around your friend's house because she'll start neighing at people.
Neighing? It's because she's a horse.
It is because she's a horse.
No.
But yeah, it's a really, really good game. It's just... No one's fault about it.
Have you got to the point where it's really fucking difficult?
No, yeah. I've only played for like 2 hours.
Only
2 hours.
When you get to about like year 150, 200, it gets nasty.
Oh, really?
They have balanced it a lot, and they've done a lot better now, I think. I still think hunters are way overpowered.
They're the ones, the range ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they're get yourself some trick shots and the alchemist ones, the caber jack ones with the exploding cabers.
Yeah.
They're really good, but hunters are all you need early on. Later on, you want the other ones, but it's such a tough game. I always say with that and XCOM, play a few stages and then restart. So you've got yourself acclimatised to the way it works.
I don't think I'd make it through that first level again.
But you got to get yourself around. You can switch off tutorials when you go second playthrough.
I think it'd be nice if you could save and have multiple save slots.
You can on that.
Can you?
Yeah, you can have
Oh,
multiple
cool.
save slots.
Cool,
Yeah.
that's fine, because then I can just play through the tutorial, have multiple save slots, and just.
You'll have the
develop
same families each time in the same setup at that first bit, though, wouldn't you? Your first 5 guys, they've got randomised stats.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah. A lot of people start the game and check what stats they've got and then restart.
Most of my people are scrawny as well. That upsets me. Because I'm stocky.
I had an army of old dudes at one point with big beards, but
that's incredible.
once you start getting the wrinklers, you want to avoid them with old men.
Yeah.
Because wrinklers can kill you without even killing you. Like, they can injure you and you age 5 years.
Oh, shit.
And I've had characters die of old age. Like, I had one round where I only had one hunter and he got killed by old age by a wrinkler, and I was left with a bunch of alchemists who only have 5 bombs. And I did it.
Fuck.
I didn't lose anyone else.
But they were so close to death,
Yeah.
you could basically smell the Werther's originals.
Yeah, so I've learnt now, if I see wrinklers on there and I need to do that one, I take all the old guys out of my gang. I have got it to the point now where I've got plenty of troops now. I'm doing quite good with that.
But all in all, I'm enjoying it. I just wish that wasn't there. Because you know when you're cycling uphill,
Yeah.
and you get there and you're on top and it's just level. There's no whoa. There's just level. It's just level, and you're like, oh well, this is the game I should have been playing before the hill. I should have just been at this level, and then it should go up a hill when I get about the halfway point. It shouldn't be this grating this early on. But other than that, it's so good.
Yeah.
There is so much going on as well, which I fucking adore.
The only thing I really would have liked in the game was a cover system. But then it would have really been like XCOM.
Yeah, then it would have just been XCOM.
Yeah.
I like the personality of the game. I like the aesthetics of the game. I mean, all in all, it's fucking incredible. Especially, right now it's free on Xbox Live Gold. I don't know if this is going to come out before the
you'll
end
have
of
a
the
few days left.
All right. Yeah, download it
It'll probably be
immediately.
free next month as well, because they tend to carry one over.
No,
don't
I
they?
think they're switching both the games.
Are they?
Plus, they
Oh.
can't take a 20 quid hit for a whole month on a game like
I don't
that.
care.
It's a new game.
I already paid for it for everyone else.
That's true.
Kickstarter.
But it's an incredible game for free. It is an incredible game for free. It's just get through that first level. It's gonna be a drinking level. You'll probably have to have a few drinks.
It's not that bad. It's
It
just
is.
straightforward walk in,
I
shoot
hate
the
it
bad guys.
so much.
Exit.
I can't tell you how much I hated it, and I don't know why.
Really?
What you're saying is right. It is simple. It's easy.
You only have 2 types of bad guys in there. You have
I
the
just hated it.
seeds and the lapses.
As soon as I was out of there,
lapses.
as soon as I was out of there, it's like, wow, look at this. But when I was in there, it was like, oh, this is a 2p coin. You said you were going to give me a fiver, and you give me 2p. And you're looking at it, you're like, what is this? And then as soon as I'm out, I'm like, oh, there's the fiver.
You can switch off tutorials when you start a new game.
Yeah, which I'm going to do.
Makes it quicker, but you have to remember to choose research.
But because if it cost money, I would be more annoyed about that level. But because it's free for me, I give this a Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
I give it full. It's great. As soon as you pass that level, this is Valhalla. This is great. There's loads of little tweaks you can make. There's loads of shit you can do. There's loads of stuff to find out.
Yeah, when you start getting legendary weapons, that's when it really kicks
I can't
off,
wait.
like,
I really can't wait, because I am building this thing. It's like Minecraft but fantasy, and it's got this whole crazy thing going on. I'm loving it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to play it some more. I need to finish it, but I bought the XCOM download content, so I'm going to be playing that for a while.
So you bought Enemy Within?
Yeah, I finally bought that, yeah.
I haven't bought it yet. How much was it?
It was on the Steam sale for like £3 or something like that.
I've just bought Fallout New Vegas, so I
Yeah.
can't afford it now.
Oh.
Because
It goes into sales all the time.
I get
XCOM.
paid next Thursday. As soon as I get paid, I'll go on eBay or some shit,
Yeah.
because someone will have it.
They'll chuck it on another sale soon anyway, because XCOM 2's out later this year.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
I'm looking
wait
forward
for
to that.
I can't wait.
It's not coming out on Xbox One, though, is it?
It will be, surely.
No, it's coming out on PC only.
Really?
Yeah. Biggest sales for them, though, I assume.
It'll come on console eventually.
Yeah, but I don't... Like, Massive Chalice, as good as it is, mouse would be better.
Yeah, it's better on the mouse. I find XCOM easy with a controller, though.
Really?
I play it with a controller, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's got really nice controls.
Did you play XCOM Declassified?
No, no one played that. The Bureau.
Fucking awful.
They renamed the Bureau, didn't they?
Yeah, it's so bad.
Right. I'm going to review a really quick one, because I couldn't think of 4 things to review, so I'm just going to pad it out with WWE Elimination Chamber, which was a pay-per-view they did. The Elimination Chamber is a fun event. It used to be a proper full-blown pay-per-view,
Yeah.
but this was like they just did a thing on WWE Network,
Okay.
which was it was a pay-per-view, but it wasn't on pay-per-view. It was only on the network, and it was like right in the middle between 2 other pay-per-view events. So they basically had one pay-per-view event,
Yeah.
spent 2 weeks building to the next one,
Yeah.
which was Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
and we just had money in the bank. So
This sounds like you're telling me about your
Yeah.
financial plan.
Yeah, but Elimination Chamber was quite a fun pay-per-view. It sort of built up and built up.
Yeah.
But it had the John Cena versus Kevin Owens match, and then Money in the Bank was last week, which I'm also going to mention now. That was the rematch of Kevin Owens versus John Cena.
Okay. I like John Cena, so
that match was incredible. The Money in the Bank one, both of them were like Kevin Owens. Anyone who's any doubt about how friggin'
he's old now, isn't he?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He's new to WWE. He's only just come in, but he's like 34. I think
okay. I thought he was older now. I thought he was like 42, 45.
No, he's just old and fat.
Yeah.
No, he's just fat. That's all it is. But he's he
like
is coming straight away. They've put him over. They're clearly serious about pushing him to the moon. He lost to John Cena this time. He won the first match.
Yeah.
He lost the second one.
Okay.
They're probably going to have a rubber match, as it were. But he's been saying, I want the US title now.
Yeah.
But the way he cuts promos is incredible. I've been watching him for years in Ring of Honor, or when he was Kevin Steen. It's his proper name. But now he's Kevin Owens because KO, knockout.
Oh, okay.
Clever. Second wrestler to have that gimmick in his name.
Second?
Yeah. Because a few years ago, there's another wrestler called Chris Hero who he decided his own name apparently, and he went with Cassius Ohno. Ohno, KO.
Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, probably the worst name, and he picked it.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and then he left. But
of course he did. He was too embarrassed.
Elimination Chamber was a really cool pay-per-view. It had some crazy stunts going on. The Elimination Chamber match have the ring. Around it is a giant cage that goes over like a Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And there's 4 separate pods where one wrestler in each pod.
One man leave.
Yeah. And every few minutes, one of those pods open, that wrestler gets let into the match.
Okay.
And it's elimination, so as soon as someone's pinned, they're out of the match. And the last one...
How long do you have to be pinned for? Like standard 10 seconds?
Pins 3 seconds. Free fall. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
That's
nice.
But
I reckon I could pin someone for
They had a
3
tag
seconds.
team one, where each of the pods had a tag team in it.
Okay.
So there was, like, 6 tag teams in the match.
And one person would just hang on to the pod whilst the other one's wrestling. They'd have to get tagged in.
No, they're both in there. No, they don't get tagged. They're in the pod. As soon as
they're
they
not
let
tag
in,
teams, they're just teams.
they just jump in.
Yeah.
But there was more than that, though, because they had the 12 guys wrestling, but one of the teams is actually 3 people, and they run what they call demolition rules, where they're allowed to, any 2 members of the team are allowed to defend the title.
Okay.
But because of that, all 3 of them were allowed to be in the match.
Yeah.
And then they had El Torito's, a little midget dressed as a bull. But during that match, they had a bit where one of the guys climbed all the way up to the top of the cage, upside down, hanging from underneath it, and then just drops from the top of the cage and lands on everyone.
Really?
Yeah. It's about a 15-foot drop. That bit looked really awkward, but then the little midget bull guy, El Torito, he went and did it even better. Like, friggin', he just charged up there and went,
nice.
onto it. But that event was really cool. But the Money in Bank pay-per-view was the next one.
Yeah.
And that was a Kevin Owens rematch. But the main event, 2 guys who, like, a few years ago would never be in the main event, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Rollins.
Yeah, they're both really, really good. But they're the sort of guys who are like, they're good, but WWE doesn't care because they're not, like, 6'7" and they're not massive. But they both held the main event, had a ladder match. It gradually got more and more brutal, like really nasty brutal.
Yeah.
Like power bombs onto concrete and stuff like that, and being put through ladders and all this shit. But that was a really good pay-per-view event. Both of them, 2 in a row. They've done some really good ones, and it's probably going to go wrong now.
Yeah. Who's your favourite wrestler currently?
Currently, I'm really into Dean Ambrose right now.
Yeah.
Because the dude reminds me of Stone Cold. He's got that chaos and craziness.
Yeah.
He's got that mentalness. But
speaking of Stone Cold,
no one talks as good as Kevin Owens. I think he's one of the best.
Speaking of Stone Cold, what's your favourite Stone Cold film?
Stone Cold film.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually watched one apart from Expendables. He's barely in that.
The first one?
Yeah, he's in the first Expendables, isn't he?
Alright, well, I only know
There's a joke about him not being afraid to punch women, which I thought was hilarious. He beat Deborah.
Yeah.
So, Gary Daniels is in that as well.
Gary the motherfucking Daniels from Woking.
Yeah, Wokin's own
Shout
Gary
out to
Daniels.
my boy. Blah, blah.
Yeah, Kenshiro in Fist of the North Star.
He's waiting for our call.
Yeah.
He's going to be in our film. He can play you.
Yeah, he can play me.
Seth Rogen can play me.
Yeah.
And they're going to...
Gary Daniels and Seth Rogen.
Gary Daniels and Seth Rogen. Oh my god, Daniels and Rogen finally together. My favourite Stone Cold Steve Austin film is The Condemned, also starring Vinnie Jones.
That was basically Battle Royale, Hunger Games. Yeah. Yeah, I need to see that.
It's a great film.
I've never seen it.
It's not a great film, it's fucking awful. It's pretty brutal though, and somehow Vinnie Jones beats people up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's going to really happen in real life. His skin is probably so severely tender, because he's had skin cancer, hasn't he?
Anyway.
Don't laugh at that shit, man. That's harsh.
Oh, he was in Midnight. Was it Midnight Meat Train?
He was in Midnight Meat Train.
Which was directed by Ryuhei Kitamura, wasn't it?
Bradley Cooper was in that film.
Was he? Blimey.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper was the lead character.
Was he?
Yeah.
I never watched it. Wasn't a woman? I thought it was a woman in that film.
No.
Well, Mr. George, wasn't it?
Melissa George is in that film.
Yeah.
She plays Bradley Cooper's missus, but and Bradley Cooper plays the main character investigating the Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Need to watch it.
Yeah, it has a really brutal
I don't
fight.
watch enough films considering I have a film site. Your review.
That's just whiskey now. My review is going to be number 3 for me. Is going to be
Stop stalling for time.
right, fair enough.
Down with that sort of thing.
Bayonetta for the Wii U.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Yeah, the first game.
Hell's yeah.
I'm gonna do them in 2 parts because I've got both of them. But I'm gonna do Bayonetta 1 this week, and then in 2 weeks' time I'll do Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta's an amazing game.
So Bayonetta, or as I like to call it, Devil May She Cry.
It's better than most of the Devil May Cry
Alright,
games.
shut up now.
Let's face it.
So yeah, Bayonetta is an incredibly kinetic game involving hand-to-hand and gun combat, much in the vein of Devil May Cry, thus the reference earlier. It's the story of a witch who is revived
There's not a story in that game.
or resurrected after a climactic battle over tumbling buildings in the first level. She is brought back to life and has to find out why, and also who killed her, and why, and also who resurrected her.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember kicking loads of angels in the face.
You have to beat angels up. That's gonna happen a lot.
Yeah.
Her dress is her hair, and she looks fantastic. No, it's a really, really good game. It's incredibly kinetic. It's not a game that I played before for very long. I had it on the PS3, and if you heard about the PS3 version, it was rife with bugs. It was buggier than the fucking Serengeti.
It ran at like half the frame rate of the Xbox version.
It just didn't work. It was like 15 frames per second in some sections.
Yeah, it was horrible. The Xbox version's so good.
Smooth at 30 frames on the Xbox version.
Yeah, I think it hit 60.
It doesn't, it's 30 only.
Well, the Wii one's 60, isn't it? Wii U.
The Wii U one is 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Which means it looks lovely and crisp even in the most monumental
It needs
of action.
that. But the Xbox one's brilliant.
Yeah,
have you finished it yet?
No.
Oh. Have you ever finished it?
No.
No.
I'm going to tell you now, I am to the point I was at in the PS3 version.
Keep playing.
Which is 3 levels in.
Keep playing.
Yeah. I'm going to keep playing.
Really? You're only 3 levels in? Have you done the Space Harrier section yet?
No, not yet.
Dude.
So
I'll take over this review.
No, you're not. No, because you haven't played on the Wii U. Don't start giving a stupid opinion for the Xbox 360. No one cares. It's 2011. It's 2015 now. The future.
I've actually finished it though.
Yeah, I'm going to complete it, and then you can borrow it on the Wii U.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Anyway, so yeah, Bayonetta. It's just a fucking incredible game. It's off the wall. Some of the stuff like
no, you're still in the part where you may think it's incredible, but the bit you're going to get to will make you think that bit was mediocre.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the feeling of that. One thing I will say about it is it has that very Japanese sense of humour that I get from a lot of Suda 51 games.
Yeah.
It's a little bit perverted.
You'll realise gradually as you're playing through the game that the storyline, like I say, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like, the game is literally mocking you for watching the cutscenes.
I get the feeling that it doesn't matter. I should just skip the cutscenes because I do that.
No, watch them because they're hilarious.
They're not great. But anyway, so yeah, the game's fairly interesting. I give it's a very solid game, but I just can't shake that there is some sort of perverted subculture of humanity that I am not a member of, and those jokes that hit for that group of people are always going to be missed by me. I love just what I do, but I don't advertise it to people. Like, I have a girlfriend and what we do in the bedroom is fine, but I won't make a TV program about me sniffing a crutch for 40 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't need that advertised in video games. It's not needed there. And it's not that I'm a prude, it's not that I care about that, but when that is the joke for a 7-hour game, I just want to punch someone in the face. It does the opposite of sexy. It gets violent for me.
The game, the way it escalates, like you'd never played a game that escalates the way Bayonetta does. Like,
I can assume
bosses become regular bad guys.
Yeah,
and
no,
I mean,
assumed
like,
that was going to be the case, because that's the same with Devil May Cry 4. I don't know if you played all the way through that, but
I played through half of it, and then when you want me to do what?
Yeah, you do the same thing all over again.
Yeah.
But no, all in all, it's a really good game. Runs at a great 60 frames per second, and to be honest, it kind of puts the Xbox One and the PS4 to shame.
Yeah.
Because unless you're playing a remake or a remaster, you are never going to get that in HD.
Do you have the costumes, the Nintendo
Lincoln,
costumes early on?
Peach and stuff. Yeah, you get them all.
If you wear the Star Fox costume when you're playing the game, when you get to the flying bit, you play as the Arwing. Yeah,
I know.
But if you don't use that, play as Bayonetta. keep dying on any of the levels where it's like there's a car level when you're going down on the street.
I haven't died once yet, and I refuse to die in games.
You will.
I won't.
You'll have there's a car level, and
it
there's a
wouldn't let
level.
me go harder.
What you can when you get to hard. Like hard is hard.
That's fine.
The car level, and there's a level where you're carrying a rocket launcher under your arm and you're flying through the air shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Which is Space Harrier.
Space Harrier.
If you die, there's a random chance that the music will change to like the Outrun music, Magical Sound Shower, or
Outrun.
the Space Harrier theme.
That's pretty cool.
The game's amazing.
But yeah, 60 frames per second. It's a very pretty game. I give it a very solid. What am I going to give this? I'm going to give it a Paul Giamatti. There's a certain level of class to making video games to this high degree, but you just don't get enough of that class when it comes to the humour.
Do you remember when Paul Giamatti was in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh.
You get those little nuggets of shit in his fantastic career. American Splendor is one of my all-time favourite films.
Yeah, great film.
And then you get something like Big Fat Lie with Frankie Muniz. And fucking what's her face?
Was he in Blank Check as well?
Oh, who gives a shit?
Blank Check's a classic.
It's not a classic. It's a terrible movie. But yeah, no, I'd highly recommend it. If you own a Wii U and you're looking for that stellar title that shows off the system, it's probably going to be Bayonetta 2, but Bayonetta 1 comes free with it if you spend an extra $5 over the normal version.
Yeah,
so
they had it in game, but game still refused to drop the price on any Wii U game. So
£25 I got it for.
I should buy it like that.
Get it on eBay.
Forgetting they're selling Mario 3D World for £45 pre-owned in game.
Cunts.
That game's been out a year and a half now.
Cunts.
Ugh. Anyway,
you know Super Mario World? I got it from a game for a tenner.
Well,
on the Wii U.
Not with Super Mario 3D.
No, not 3D World. Super Mario Land.
You got New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. You got that for a tenner.
Yeah, because no one plays it.
It's a great game.
It's decent. Yeah.
It's so good.
But I'm just gonna get a Mario Maker and I'm just gonna make all the levels.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna spend my time doing that. No, sorry, I have a job.
No,
I have a job.
I don't need to.
I have a job. No. But yeah, no, I give Bayonetta a Paul Giamatti. On the side note, I did play Arkham Origins on the Wii. I'm going to sneak in a quick review. Arkham Origins, it feels like it hurts. It's horrible.
You haven't played through all of it yet, though, have you?
No, I haven't. And it
has some really cool
nuances.
moments.
There's some little bits that I'm going to enjoy.
But it constantly feels like it's not as good as Arkham City.
Oh my god, it feels like someone took Arkham City and said, I could do that, but they couldn't.
Yeah, they tried their best.
Yeah, it feels like they give this to a flipper person.
A flipper person, like the dolphin?
No, someone whose mum fucked like a pinball machine. They've got flippers and buttons on the side. So they can only type 2 keys at once.
Okay, that's... Never heard of that. Okay.
No?
Right.
She was a pinball wizard. Oh, I give Arkham Origins, I give that a Frankie Muniz. It's pretty low on my... No, actually, no,
if you put...
I feel bad. I give Frankie... I'd say Frankie Muniz is like my middle of the road. I give it an Adam Sandler.
No.
It's pretty fucking awful. It feels awful.
Did you see that tweet Rose McGowan sent out yesterday?
No.
She said, this is an actual note that I had on the script that I'm going to be reading. I can't say who it was, but the name rhymes with Madam Panhandler. And the script said, make sure you turn up wearing a tank top with lots of cleavage showing and black trousers. And no other colour other than black.
God, I fucking
trousers.
hate that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arkham Origins is the equivalent of Adam Sandler. I'm going to complete the game, but I'm going to complete it out of spite. I'll probably be shitting blood in a bucket by the time I'm done with the game. But I'm going to get it done by Tuesday, because what comes out on Tuesday?
Arkham Knight.
Way! Finally, Rocksteady are back at the helm.
I
can't wait. I cannot wait. And also, your theory of Arkham Knight being a girl is still, I think it might be true.
Yeah. Did you spot the E3 spoiler in the video?
No.
You know, they showed at Sony conference, they showed the first-person nightmare mode thing. When the guy sits at the table, on the right-hand side, there's a missing persons poster, and the guy looks exactly like the Joker.
Oh, really?
It's called something like Adam something.
See, I'm thinking, you know, you get Harley Quinn DLC at the beginning. I'm thinking it might be Harley Quinn in the Arkham Knight costume.
That's what I was saying for ages. Like, it's
I think that might be like you play Harley Quinn's like thing halfway through, and it's like, here's your Harley Quinn DLC.
Like, speaking of spoilers and my next review, my mate tweeted out back in December last year, he guessed the ending of Jurassic World.
Don't speak spoilers. Don't speak spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it.
I haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to it so much. Is it good? Just say if it's good.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah!
Loads of people hate it.
What?
Yeah. I think... Do you see... what's his name? Glinner. Freaking... Graham Linehan. Yeah. He hates it.
Really?
He has been like angry at that
I've
film.
heard mostly good things.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear spoilers. I want to hear your
To me, I've seen some people comparing it to Michael Bay films, and I'm like, no.
It doesn't look like a Michael Bay film.
No, because Michael Bay film. I think these are the people who don't get why Michael Bay films are bad.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people like that. They're like, oh, it's Michael Bay. It's got to be shit. I'm going to watch it. I kind of enjoyed that. I laughed a couple of times.
It's like,
no.
They say it's shit because everyone else says it's shit.
Yeah, idiots.
They don't actually know why those films are shit. Because the thing is...
Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the critics you pay to read the content of.
At no point in Jurassic World was there a horrible gay stereotype, was there racist crap going on. Have you just spilt whiskey all over my floor?
A little bit on my hand, but not on the floor.
There was
a little bit on the floor.
The film had a plot that progressed at a logical pace and had an ending that was at the right point. It didn't have 5 endings in a row. It didn't go for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah?
It didn't have shots where it was just
2 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 hour long. Just probably dead on, I think.
Yeah.
It didn't have any moments where there was a woman stood there just so the camera could try and sneak up a rectum.
I've seen one shot where I thought that's what was happening.
What?
There's a shot where there's a gate opening and she's got a flare.
Oh, that's just to build up to tension for what is coming. That's right at the finale.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can see the flare, so you can guess what's coming.
No, I can't. Don't say stuff like that because I've turned my mind off to connecting those things.
You know how like the Terminator Genesis trailers.
Yeah.
Are nothing but references to the other films.
Yeah.
Where it's like, do you remember that bit? Where it's like, get out and come with me if you want to live and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live.
Jurassic World shows you how to reference a previous film constantly. And I mean constantly. It's referencing the Jurassic Park 1. But in really smart, simple, subtle ways. There's one sequence halfway through. It's not. I don't know if it's in the trailers or not. Guys looking. They found the tracking device that is inside the Indominus Rex.
Yeah.
That's been cut out. And when he's looking at it, a blood drip lands on his arm, and it drips one way, and then another drip lands on his arm and goes a different way.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's a lovely reference.
That's an excellent reference.
Yeah.
There is direct references to Jurassic Park, but I won't spoil them because they're really cool.
I've seen a picture of Jake Johnson in the Jurassic Park t-shirt.
Oh yeah. That's what he's wearing right at the start. He's there and he's got dinosaurs all on his desk and stuff.
Nice.
And he says,
he's basically the me.
Your desk looks like chaos, and he goes, "I prefer to think this is a perfect working environment, and this is how the world is meant to be."
That's a great
chaos
reference.
Theory. And he's got a book of Ian Malcolm's books on his table.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it is just littered with these tiny little touches here and there.
Do they reference the second or the third one at any point?
There's one amazing reference for the third one, but it would be spoilers to.
Really?
Yeah. It is like the perfect. Fuck you, Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
I think what they should have done to reference the third film was have a Velociraptor talk and say, Alan!
That was perfect timing, that was great.
That scene pisses me off.
Okay. Do you know what the worst thing about that is? That's Joe Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joe Johnson, who directed Captain America, the first one of my favourite Marvel
Rocketeer,
films.
one of the best
Rocketeer's amazing!
Superhero films ever.
The Mummy! He made The Mummy!
He didn't do The Mummy.
He did.
No,
Joe
that's...
Johnson.
What's his face? The guy who did G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, what's his face? Him.
Oh fuck, who was it that did... What did Joe Johnson do that was like that? It was...
I can't remember.
I might have done Deep Rising.
Probably.
With Treat Williams.
But,
that's a great movie.
I really enjoyed... No. I really enjoyed Jurassic World. It was stupid, and I'm not going to say it's one of the things where you turn your brain off, but sometimes it's fun to enjoy stupid.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. I
enjoy. Do you know when
stupid's
stupid's innocent as opposed to stupid being sinister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's simple, fun, enjoyable. Characters do stupid things, but you watch horror movies all the time. Scream is a great horror film, and it is a catalogue of really dumb events.
Yeah.
You need an idiot plot sometimes to make a story flow. It doesn't matter. Like, one person was moaning there's a gyrosphere thing the kids in, and they go off track, and there's no way, some reason the park doesn't have a system to override them and bring them back.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't matter. What matters is that they go off track because the older brother's trying to please his little brother who loves dinosaurs. His brother represents the sort of people who are bored of dinosaurs now because they've been around for 20 years.
Is he like is it Ian Hammond, or who was the Richard Hammond? Who was the guy that Richard Attenborough played in the first? No, David Attenborough.
Yeah, Hammond. Yeah.
Richard Hammond. Yeah. Is he they're like the Richard Hammond? Then they're the duality of his whimsy, but also his business savvy, like his giving people what they want. They're kind of representing. Because the film is a commentary on the film industry. Yeah.
That's one thing that's amazing.
Because, like, from all the trailers, the way that I've seen it is that the kids are Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond's dead at this point, because in real life he's dead.
Well, there's the guy who's in charge of InGen is very much a Richard Hammond type. He's in love with the idea of dinosaurs, and he's not motivated by profit, he's motivated by the idea of wowing people, and he's kind of really concerned about the Indominus Rex thing they've built.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, there was 2 of them. Where is the other one? It ate it.
But yeah, no, the kids, like, I get that. I do get that feeling because if you watch, I don't know, have you watched Jurassic Park recently?
Yeah, well, a couple of years ago I watched it.
A couple of years ago. I watched it.
Still a great film.
Watched it like 2 weeks ago. Because me and my girlfriend planned to go see it in the IMAX, Jurassic World, that is. So I watched it 2 weeks ago, and there are so many lines where Ian Malcolm is like, oh, but I wanted to make people happy, or like. The whole idea of the ride, Richard Hammond. Yeah, the whole idea.
Chaos Theory.
Yeah, the whole idea of the ride where he's like talking to himself. It's like, is that going to be you when you do this
just
ride?
Fun, yeah.
Or is it going to be someone playing you? Or is it what are you going to do? Because this is a great idea. This is lovely, but you haven't thought about the logistics of this.
You just have to be at every showing.
Yeah, the cars with like the fucking massive X-ray, like the fucking night vision goggles. It's like they're probably pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And you're just putting these in the cars, and then it's like they open up a thing, and it's full of passes for the park.
Yeah.
And it's like you've just given people the ability to steal all this shit. Why are you doing this? This is almost a functional park.
They get VIP passes.
Well, these VIP passes in a box in a car that is made to be run without any attendance. You've given people free rein with this expensive shit, and it's his mind is like, look what I've done for these people. I just want people to enjoy it.
He's a bit more sinister in the book. He's a bit more of a bad guy.
Sinister in the book.
He gets killed.
Yeah. But like in the coupon day thing, like you've got the lawyer represents corporate America, and then you've got Richard Hammond's like we could have.
I will say one thing. I remember all the names of the people in Jurassic Park, but I don't remember the names of the characters in Jurassic World.
No.
But
I assume that was going to be the case because, Jurassic.
They're more
Park
archetypes in Jurassic Park, in Jurassic World. They're more just simple archetype characters. But I was saying about the fact it's a reference of cinema. It's a talk on blockbuster cinema. It's the idea is that dinosaurs aren't wow enough, so they had to create a bigger, bit badder dinosaur. And this whole idea that like. Kids aren't really that excited by dinosaurs because they've grown up with them being a thing that just exists in the world. Yeah,
they've seen them on TV. They've seen them on YouTube, so fuck it.
It's like when I was a kid, you wouldn't get a chance to see animals anywhere. If you went to the zoo, you might see an elephant, and that's pretty amazing and stuff. But nowadays, it's much easier for kids to go around the world. They can go on safari and all this sort of shit.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a separation between... Like, Jurassic Park is probably my perfect film. I could watch that at any point in my life, and I will still have that. So... I always, it seems really sad, but there's always that hair rising on the back of my neck as I hear that music, and they go through the gates, and in my head, I would love to... And you think
the gates are in the film.
You'd want to be there.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. But, when I see trailers for Jurassic World, and they've got the gate, and it goes out, and there's this massive water thing, and there's a whale-sized monster, I see that, and I'm like, that scares me. That's not somewhere I'd want to be. Yeah. But there are so many people that can see... I can imagine that
I'd want to go there.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are fucking... I want to ride a raptor.
Yeah, that probably...
Not a real one, though, because real raptors are...
vicious monsters.
4 foot tall. They're about that big. They're tiny.
They can probably still kill us pretty easily.
Yeah.
But now when I see that trailer and you go through and I'm almost twinged with horror. And I think it's just the generational gap. Because
I think it's because you watched Jurassic Park and you knew what an not fully operational park and how much went wrong.
Yeah.
And now you've got all those people there and they're running it and they're just completely oblivious to the fact that all it takes is one little thing to go wrong.
Yeah, one tiny instance.
And they make a mistake. They make a pretty stupid mistake.
By making 2 dinosaurs fuck.
By opening a bloody door.
See, that's the problem. They put some Will Smith Big Willie style on. And they put 2 dinosaurs in a cage. It makes an even deadlier dinosaur. And he's going to hate Will Smith. And that's the only way you can stop a dinosaur. Not many people know this, but dinosaurs are seduced by Will Smith. You can stop them if you just play Will Smith music. It's been cut from the trailer, but I assume at the point where he's like, no, don't come here. And he's telling the dinosaurs,
he starts playing Summertime.
He starts playing Summertime.
Yeah.
I knew it, in my head I was like, if I know any dinosaur facts, it's Big Willie.
I'll tell you one thing I quite liked on it that I found funny was some people moaned about product placement in it, but I'm like, one thing I quite like is that it's a theme park.
Yeah.
There's going to be product placement.
Oh, yeah.
But
Starbucks on every corner.
What I thought was quite brilliant was that if you look at what shops are in the street, there's a Margaritaville.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, old What's-His-Face is in there. Jimmy Buffett is there singing.
Nightly.
Yeah, apparently I didn't spot him, but apparently he's there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But the shops that are there are quite blatantly, they just went, who wants to give us money to be in Jurassic World? There's a Pandora, the jewellery store?
Oh, yeah.
There's one of them, it gets trashed.
I bet you they sell dinosaur bone charms, but they only sell them there.
I want a little Jurassic Park necklace. I want a raptor
like,
claw.
Is there this is a weird question because I'm guessing they don't show you the dynamics of how the island works. But is there?
They show you loads of what's going on.
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah, they got the control room thing. They've got all the different rides you see.
Is it like 25% park and then you've got like 75%? There's like living
it's like
quarters.
The whole
areas?
southern half of it is the park. The top half is where they've got like the Indominus is up in the very top half, right at the very far away part. That's where they're breeding the dinosaurs and all that before they move them.
So
down.
where do people live? Is the question.
There's hotels and stuff. There's like a massive, great big complex in the middle, which I assume is the hotel.
There must be like a commercial complex as well. I wonder what the crime rate is on Jurassic Island.
It's very busy there.
Yeah, so I wonder, like, do you think there's a lot of people that mug people there?
Probably.
Do you think there's a police force? Is there a privatised police force? Or is there just
police
like
raptors.
It's like, oh shit, no!
Yeah, it's just someone's about to steal something and the raptor just sort of crops its head up from behind the table.
You just like, you go to put it
and
back.
he's looking at it. Yeah. And then he realises there's another one the other side.
Yeah, you got to put it back really slow, like, clever girls. They're like, alright, they carry on.
They spared no expense though.
Yeah.
It's very flashy.
But I like the fact that, saying there's like 25% of this and there's a little bit of this up there. And
you see the map of the park all the time.
It sounds like it's like well thought out. I didn't expect much else from Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, he did Safety Not Guaranteed.
He did.
Didn't he?
I really like that film. It's not just because I have a crush on Aubrey Plaza. It's because I like the film's very good.
I'd say Jurassic World, if you enjoyed G.I. Joe Retaliation, I think you're exactly the right level to enjoy Jurassic World.
Would you say that's the only audience? Because I feel like if you're a fan
people who understand the difference between a film that's terrible and dumb and a film that's dumb but brilliant, like just dumb and enjoyable. The one where it's not... Because to me, the divide is the film spiteful and hateful in any way?
Yeah.
And G.I. Joe Retaliation, Jurassic World aren't like friggin' Michael Bay and Adam Sandler films are.
Yeah.
That's the difference. There's always like...
And it doesn't... The problem is I can usually tell from a trailer what a film's going to be like. Like, I knew Mission Impossible 4 was going to be, like, pretty empty. Like, in terms of what
I quite like that.
It's a good film, but it's very just, like, bland.
Their film's made because Tom Cruise wants to make a Mission Impossible film.
Yeah.
Same with the new one.
Like, what I get from this is, like, from the trailer itself, like, there's not much colour saturation, which I like. So many films are blue now.
There's hardly any of it set at night. Literally, there's only one section set at night. The whole thing's set over one day, all day, like, blue skies, like...
Don't
colourful.
Spoil it for me, but I'm going to let you know that I may cry in the cinema. When I was very small, I went to go see Harry and the Hendersons. I've also seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
God.
And in both instances, Harry had to go home, booed it. I was only 7, but I booed it. And then fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, again, 7, anti-dying. If any of those raptors die trying to save Chris Pratt, I'm going to shed a tear.
Just think, you went to see a Brian Yuzna film in the cinema at the age of 7.
What?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, written by Brian Yuzna.
Shit, so it was.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. Well, only a year later, I was watching The Fly by David Cronenberg. So
that's one of my favourite films when I was a kid.
It was.
My parents didn't stop me watching anything.
It's still one of my favourite films. I don't know if you've seen the Blu-ray transfer, but that thing is lovingly...
I've not watched it for a long time.
Oh, fuck. We've got to have a night where we watch The Fly.
Maybe.
And then we can watch The Fly too. That is a Brian Yuzna film, isn't it?
No.
Didn't he write The Fly too?
He might have been involved in it.
Yeah, I think he wrote it or he directed it.
He didn't direct it.
No
way.
Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz, man.
McFly!
Anyway, your next words.
I was going to ask a question. Before we... Sorry to interrupt the podcast again, anyone who is listening.
No one's got this far.
How would you rate the 4 Jurassic Park films
This
so
is the
far?
second best Jurassic Park film.
So I'm guessing
Easily. 1, 2,
4.
massive great big gap. Jurassic Park 3, then Lost World.
You reckon Lost World's the worst?
Yeah. Easily.
Oh,
Jurassic Park 3 had the decency to end in 90 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah, and it knew it was just a big dumb adventure film, but it was still just shit.
There are so many
Absolute
scenes
shit.
from The Lost World that I cannot get out of my head that I thought were great.
I only have one scene I like in that, when the truck's hanging off the edge of the cliff and Julianne Moore's on the glass and it's cracking.
That is really tense. That's actually a really
That's probably the best scene in that
that's
film.
The most,
but
that's one of the most Spielbergian scenes.
The build up to that bit was, don't interfere with the dinosaurs. Here's a baby T-Rex. Let's bring it back to the hut. And
Jeff
then the
Goldblum
T-Rex
was like, no, don't do this.
Yeah, the whole
This is
film is
stupid.
Jeff Goldblum going, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, you're going. Hammond fucking blackmails him into going to the island.
He's like, oh, I know where you're from.
Like, if that was the book, it would fit.
I like that film. I do like that film. My problem is that there's the scene. There are 2 scenes that, for me, define that film that just you won't find anywhere else, and they are Spielberg scenes lost in a sea of what I assume was outside influence. They were like, oh, you've got to call back to this. You've got to call back to this. The first scene is where they're running through the grass, and there's a clear path that's been cut out by stuff walking through it, and then from the edges of the grass you can see those things moving,
which then leads to a Benny Hill run around moment, and then a girl gymnasting.
You remember it being a Benny Hill moment, but if you watch them running through that grass, it's the same tension you get from the first film and those guys running through the woods. It is incredible because you can see the lines coming in and people getting picked off, and the way that the raptors go as well, and the sound, it's perfectly sound mixed.
But that thing leads up to Ian Malcolm running around dodging a raptor, and then a girl doing gymnastics to kill a raptor.
I hate that scene, but then to counteract that,
a 12-year-old girl has the highest kill count on raptors in the series.
But then it cuts to, and this is great, it cuts to that scene. I hate Vince Vaughn, but in this one scene where he's at the top of the stairs and he's like, they're here, you know that he's had his own journey because from nowhere he's got a fucking gun. And like in the background there's a helicopter coming down in the middle of the night with a searchlight coming down, and they're running towards it, and there's that sense of fear. Like there's a nice sense of rushed, and it's a well shot scene. But I understand. No one likes The Lost World. I love The Lost World because I'm such a massive Jeff Goldblum fan. I will literally watch him shit on a camera for an hour and a half.
If you're offering money.
I want to hug him. Yeah. Do you think he'll hug me if I give him money? You don't want to pet him. But yeah, my last review this week is going to be Download 2015. Woo! Yeah, festival time, people. I've just come back from a 3-day festival which lasted 5 days because I paid extra money to sleep in a field because I'm a fucking idiot. Every year I ask myself, why do I go? I'm pretty sure I used that same line in the last review I had for Download 2014, but I do ask myself, why am I here? Why am I going? Look at these jobless idiots I'm in a field with. But every year I forget about that almost immediately, stepping through the gates. As soon as I got my tent set up and I have alcohol in my blood, I am ready to party, and you will find no better people in the world to party with than you will at Download. There is a great sense of camaraderie. There is
a bunch of teenagers.
No. There is a great sense of camaraderie. There's a great sense of people and kinship. You all get on. If I was to ask the person 2 tents over if they were having a good time, they'd give me a 15-minute conversation that you could never have in the real world. There's just no sense of that kinship unless you go to a club, and a club is a horrible, dingy place with a sticky floor. In Download, it's a horrible, dingy place with loads of mud, and it's massive. I got to see some bands that I wouldn't normally pay money to see, especially Muse, who cost £115 for a ticket normally, or something stupid like that.
Muse are possibly the most overrated band playing stadiums today.
I would have said the exact same thing until I saw them live for 2 hours.
They're really good live.
Because
they've got a good set list of songs they can play.
Incredible. I didn't stop moshing, dancing, and flailing my limbs. Yeah. It was great. Even Supermassive Black Hole, which is a song that I vehemently hate.
Did they throw the big inflatable balls out into the audience?
No, but actually they might have done. But it was great. And then drunk. Knights of Sidonia. Yeah, that's incredible live.
That song, fucking
Ghost Rider.
No, when I was playing fucking Guitar Hero, one of them.
Oh yeah,
that song was in the game, and I was determined to beat that song on expert. And when it gets to the da 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 da, it goes on forever. Hand cramps, man. Hand cramps.
Saw them live. Saw Kiss. I saw Slipknot for the first time. Yeah, Kiss were great live.
Yeah, of course
2 hours of Kiss. Live. Fucking incredible.
They may not have amazing songs. Like sometimes, some of their songs may be terrible.
Some of them are great. Love Gun was incredible.
Some covers of their songs are generally better than their own songs.
They didn't play Beth.
Did they play God Gave Rock and Roll to You?
Yeah.
Still my favourite. It's a cover.
Actually, no. They played it as we were leaving.
They
played on the stereo as we were leaving the camp.
I want to have a concert where Kiss are supporting Spinal Tap. That'd be
incredible. But there was a bit where this ring came down, and Paul Stanley got up on the ring, and he was up on this plinth, halfway into the crowd, 25 foot in the air, playing guitar on a plinth for everyone. It was really cool.
It's Peter Crystal in the band.
I don't know.
No one likes Peter. He's the one with the cat whiskers.
Yeah, he's the bassist.
No one wants to be Peter Criss.
He's a drummer, rhythm guitarist, isn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've listened to
But the whole festival was great, and the real reason to go to Download, the real reason you pay £215 is because the people. Fuck worrying about
£215.
Yeah, it was my mum's fun money.
Oh.
I had a great time. To all the people I went with at Camp Disgrace that camped in Camp Lona this year, we couldn't find a space that was big enough for all of our tents. We had quite a few people. It was about 20 people together. We could not find a space for all of our tents. So we found a camp that's meant to be for people that go on their own to download.
Yeah.
And just took the fucking corner out of the thing. We just camped there. Made friends with a new guy named Chris that will probably never hear this, but he was a fantastic gent. He had a really good time. Met some new people. But all together, all of us in that environment, you cannot find a better time. Even if you don't like most of the bands. I saw fucking A and Andrew WK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you jump up on stage?
I fucking didn't, but I danced my heart.
No, when you go to see an Andrew WK concert, you are allowed to go on stage.
It's amazing.
He invites you to.
I saw Five Finger Death Punch. They're really good live. That's the third time I've seen Five Finger Death Punch, and I loved it. Slipknot were meh, but I'm just not a fan of Slipknot anymore. I used to be, but then they became Stone Sour pretending to be Slipknot.
Yeah, cause I really like the third Slipknot album, but it is. But the thing that only bugs me with that Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses.
Yeah, that's it.
The thing that bugs me with that album is they spent years saying that Stone Sour exists, so I can do songs that I can't do with Slipknot. But that album has a whole bunch of slow.
Track 10 was just a Stone Sour song.
I think Volume 3 is their best album though, because it's an incredible.
Was the best album.
I hate that album.
I love that album
because that's the thing that bugs me.
They started out being controversial because it got them sales, and then they turned into a more cohesive band.
That's the thing. Iowa bugs me because it was like all the songs were about 3.5 minutes long, and
it was a great album.
I didn't like that.
But anyway, no, that's fine. That's a different opinion. And at Download, you're allowed to have that opinion, and people will dance for you regardless. Motley Crue were there. I got to see Motley Crue. Motley Crue were great. But yeah, no, I had a really good time. And again, it's not the bands. I mean, I could see 3 of those bands.
Was Linkin Park there this year?
No, fuck no.
Good.
I could see 3 of those bands. I saw Billy Idol again, and it was incredible. He's great live.
He's 700 years old now.
He is, but he takes his top off, and you're like, you see some women swoon. I almost had a bit of the vapours. I had to blow my hands.
In case of the vapours.
Get the vapours coming off. Yeah, no, I fucking love the people there. To anyone who does know me, you probably remember me from my fucking irritating voice. Thank you for making it another great year. Again, I look at the lineup and I question with every fibre of my being why I'm paying £215 to spend time listening to 90 bands. I probably wouldn't give the time of day on a normal day. But when I'm with you guys, I would listen to shit through Whitney Houston's Dead Anus and still probably be happy to do it because I'm getting drunk with a bunch of champs.
I don't think they'd put that on stage.
You say that. Michael Jackson's hologram coming next year.
Yeah. Do you know who's seen Michael Jackson live?
Who?
Me.
What?
I went to a Michael Jackson concert.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Guys, this is story time now, so we're going to put the reviews on hold for a second. Oh, by the way, I'll give download to Tom Atkins. If you can go. If you wanted someone to camp with, tweet me at
You need to get to
Cinema
Roskilde Festival in Germany.
Yeah, Rock AM and stuff like that.
That's much better.
Yeah, but if you do fancy going to download, it's your first time and you're of age, then come and camp with me and we'll hang out and have a good time, drink some drinks and such.
I'm going to follow up with doing...
no, you're going to talk about Michael Jackson, the gig you went to.
I'll get to that because...
No, get to it now. I am waiting for this story now.
I'm one of the few living people in the world who have seen Michael Jackson live.
One of the few?
Yeah.
He played quite a few gigs.
Yeah. Well, this is the weird thing with Michael Jackson. When you think about it, he did stadium concerts, but he did stadium concerts like every few years.
Yeah.
And that was it. There was no small gigs, no secret parties, no secret concerts, no live performances
Except
on TV.
Macaulay
Very
Culkin.
rarely. Yes.
And the microphone was
he had a special performance from Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, the microphone was red on the tip.
Yeah. Sing into it, trust me. Just get your lips all up close.
Right on it, and then just make some noises.
That's just mic lube.
Yeah, that's just talent coming out. That's just all my talent.
That's just magic. But no, I went to the Michael Jackson History Tour concert at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
What was the one that got knocked down?
Stadium.
Yeah, the big one. It was huge, massive, years ago. I can't remember who the supporting act was because it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. The supporting act was Michael Jackson's bollocks for all anyone cares.
But it was a really good concert. If you've ever seen the Dangerous concert one, which was put on TV years ago and it's considered a bit legendary,
I think I have.
Practically the same concert.
Oh, really?
Some of the set pieces were different, but practically the same set list. Even when we're going to play some of the old songs the old-fashioned way, and they did a bunch of Jackson 5 songs.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, which is one of my favourite parts.
That's incredible!
Just doing all the things. You can't sing as loud as should I tell you a really offensive story, potentially offensive story involving Michael Jackson?
Did you get bumped by Michael Jackson?
When I was working at HMV and Michael Jackson had just died, there was a woman in. She's got a adult son who's like got mental handicap. He's like the mind of a child type person.
So basically, me.
Yeah, and he was saying about how we got talking about Michael Jackson, because I think she was buying a Michael Jackson CD or something, and he was like, "We're going to see Michael Jackson soon," and she was like, "No, well, we're not, because he's died, hasn't he? Yeah, he's going to a concert in November." He says, "No, he died, didn't he? Oh, maybe next year then."
You dark fuck.
Yeah, that's.
Did you not? What?
I was serving him. I was just like,
What did you say? I couldn't. You couldn't leave it at that.
I had to,
You have to dash his dreams.
No.
He'll heal with time, but he will never heal if you
No,
lie
I
to
didn't.
him.
I just waited and I was like, "Where's Peachy? I need to tell someone immediately."
Oh my god, that's incredible. That's horrible.
I know, and you can't. I was
You're
like,
going to
I
hell.
can't laugh.
You do realise that if hell exists, there's a hot seat waiting for you.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was him. But
No,
anyway,
it wasn't him. He lives in a whimsical world of immortal pop stars, and you haven't broken that sheath for him. You haven't opened the world for him.
I didn't want to. It wasn't my place to ruin his dreams.
God,
his mum
ruined
straight
his
away
life.
told him he was dead.
Shit.
Anyway, my last review.
I've got to
another
find a
music
deity
review.
to praise. Just being in the same room as you condemn me to hell.
I went to see Amanda Palmer in concert finally, which has been one of my things I've wanted to do for about 15 years. Ever
Whenever
since
you say Amanda Palmer, I think of Pulp Fiction and the wrong person.
Because I'm a big fan of Amanda Palmer.
Alright, don't get a physical prop when we're on a podcast.
I've got the Dresden Dolls albums, man. I've got the first Dresden Dolls album before they signed to Roadrunner Records when it's on the original label.
Means absolutely nothing to me.
It means I bought it in the first month it came out.
And get sassy.
But she's like heavily pregnant now. Currently, sadly, in Boston, looking after her dying friend. He's going to die soon. He's really, really there on the stage.
Is it her boyfriend?
He's called Anthony. No, she's married to Neil Gaiman.
Oh, so she is. You told me.
But they both rushed to Boston the other day. But it's kind of surreal that like just over a week ago, I'm at Union Chapel in London, which is an actual chapel.
I think I've been there for a Jameson's event.
Yeah, I'll chuck photos I took up on the show on here.
They've got really painful seats. They're pews, aren't they?
Well, it's a church. It's a fucking church.
Were you on the top floor or the bottom floor?
I was on the bottom. I was literally 3 rows back.
That's incredible because they've got. Excuse me if I've got this wrong, but they've got 2 pews next to each other. There's no pathway through them, but they've got two.
They've got sets at the side that curve round.
Yeah,
and then the 1 rows in the middle. I was on the left-hand side
and then
right near
you've
the
got
front.
the 2 paths that lead forward.
Yeah, and then the overhead balcony ones.
Yeah,
but
did you get like a seat? Did you have to pay for a seat? And they had like, or was it just you paid
no, you
for
just
a
sit
seat
wherever you want.
Wherever you want?
Yeah. But when she was there,
she
she was talking about her friend who's got cancer, and at the time they didn't know that he was like so close.
Oh.
So they were talking about the things that happened. Because technically, this concert was part of her book tour for her book, The Art of Asking. But quite brilliantly, she only read one part from the book. She let a member of the audience come up and pick a page, and she openly went, "Oh shit!" It's one of the really depressing stories. But I sort of read one review. I think it was The Guardian or something, where they moaned that she kept shilling stuff. But she lives off a Patreon account now.
Yeah.
That's how she makes it. People pay to the Patreon, and then she puts her music out for free for everyone.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So she was just basically going Patreon thing. But there's literally only 2 points where she mentioned, like, one point was her talking about a book because it was a book tour.
Yeah.
And the other point was mentioning that you can buy the T-shirt and I've got a Patreon. That was it.
Was it only 2 for you, or would it be only 2 for people that hadn't?
No, that's all it was. That's the only time she mentioned all that stuff. So I don't know what that review was going on about.
I have been to gigs where I've been like, oh, they never spoke about this or that, and then someone's turned to me and gone, oh, they did speak about that. You were just,
No, I'd pay 100% attention.
Already, I was madly in love with people. Sometimes when I look up on stage, I'm just like, hello.
But
sometimes I scream, hello, lovely.
This concert had a bit of a vaudevillian brilliance to it.
Yeah.
The supporting act is one of the few times, like I mentioned Michael Jackson one, I can't remember the name of the supporting act. This band were called Perhaps Contraption, and they were friggin' amazing. It's a group of about 7 people, all playing brass instruments, playing very sort of ska festival-y, dancey music on instruments, like lots of songs about science and molecules and not having a cousin or a grandpa. Getting everyone to shout, "Grandma! I ain't got no cousin, no brother, no cousin, no girlfriend, grandma," like that. They were really good. Like, there's had glockenspiels and flutes and big old tubas and sousaphones.
Glockenspiel.
Yeah.
It's also fun.
There's one song where they're like, okay, everyone get ready, because this song's going to start with the most irritating noises you can imagine. It's going to be a solo of a glockenspiel and a flute at the same time. And they get everyone going. So it goes, 3, 2, 1, everyone's about to jump. And they go, ding, 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 like that. Everyone in the back, all the rest of the band just stood there freeze frame for a second.
I love it. That's awesome.
But they were excellent. And they also played the horn parts on Leeds United towards the end of the show when Amanda Palmer played that song. She's got a song called Leeds United.
Okay.
But I spotted them crawling up to the top balcony. I spotted them going around and just dun 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 dun. And there's about a 20-second gap between the end of that first horn part and the start of the final horn part. Yeah. And they must have bolted down the stairs and came back out and jumped onto stage, running up and down the aisles, playing the music while they're going. it was a really good concert. The stand-up act who was warming up at the start, after the perhaps contraption had played, they had a stand-up act come up. He's a transvestite guy, very Eddie Izzard-esque. I can't remember his name, Andrew something. He was really good. He was lots of weird, off-kilter Eddie Izzard-style humour. Did that amazing joke, wasn't it? It was a joke that was about Roman era to Ronnie sketch.
I only know one joke by Eddie Izzard. Would I would tell it?
No. This one is what I'm saying. His joke.
Oh,
yeah. It's Roman era is the Eddie Izzard sketch where he goes, "I would like IV fork handles, please," and he's like, "Okay, here you go. Thank you. Bye." Because it's not four candles. It's IV candles. Yeah. So anyway, Eddie Izzard joke. He's got one joke. He goes, yeah.
No, he doesn't. No. I like my women like I like my coffee in a paper cup. Which is kind of dark when you've watched the new series of Hannibal.
Yeah. But they also, halfway through the show, she had an intermission bit. During the show, the comedian guy was just sat on the stage watching the concert, drinking his beers, and she goes over and joins him. But they had this intermission with this guy who's... I don't know what his name was. It was something like... Something very similar to Titus Andronicus from Kimmy Schmidt. It's a big black gay dude with lots of eyeliner, wearing tights and a big sort of like Shakespearean top.
Nice.
And he started doing a monologue about how out in the club and you're really excited, and then you're about to leave because it's all got a bit boring. And just as you're leaving, your song comes on, and it starts playing "I Want to Dance with Somebody." Go, I want to dance with some, and he's singing along and dancing with it. He's miming to it, and then he goes, and eventually you realise what the lyrics are. And he says, I want to be a heat with somebody, and he starts getting sadder and sadder.
Yeah, he wants to be,
because he's on his own. I want to feel the heat with somebody. But he's just getting sadder and sadder because he's the only one dancing on his own. And then he just started singing this really sad version of the song. Like the music fades out and he had a guy on piano who sung a sad version of the song. It was really good. The concert was just ridiculous. The church was a perfect setting. Amanda Palmer sung 2 songs about abortion whilst being 6 months pregnant in a church. All the lights go red when she's singing Oasis. She did what's that Ben Folds song?
Ben Folds 5.
Yeah, Numb. What was it called? Really old one. Early 90s.
The Natalie Imbruglia one?
No, that's Torn.
Oh, great song.
No.
I'm another thing.
But she did a cover of that. She did a cover of Garfunkel. No, of Numb. Is it Numb? I'm sure it's Numb, the Ben Folds 5 song.
This is how I feel. I'm cold.
Her and one of her friends called... One of her friends whose name I can't remember. They sung... No. But they did a Kate McCucci song.
Really?
They did a Garfunkel and Oates cover of Pregnant Women Are Smug.
Oh! I love them!
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was there now.
Pregnant Women Are Smug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, what day was she playing? It was Friday, wasn't it?
What? Kate McCucci was... Well,
no.
It was Tuesday the 9th. That's when I went.
Oh,
I went to the one... Because they did a live show the day before that was streamed on their thing.
Yeah.
The day after was that one. She said the second show was going to be a lot better because it was a bit more organised. But she actually let us pick what song she wanted to play. Let the audience choose. Yeah.
Jackson Browne did that. It was really weird to see Jackson Browne do it in the Royal Albert Hall. Halfway through the gig, Jackson Browne was like, "Oh, is there anything anyone wants me to play?" And it was like everybody was like screaming all these stupid songs. And then someone said something like "Running on Empty," and he was like, "Oh, I'll play Running on Empty. I like that song." It's just like, "Running on Empty." It was just beautiful to hear from him.
Well, she was like, said the previous night when she did it, she thinks she had the ultra hardcore fans there because they were all asking for really obscure B-sides from ages ago. And she was like, just pick stuff that I can actually play on a piano or ukulele because that's all I've got here.
I love that. That's awesome.
I put my hand up. They didn't pick me. I wanted to play Girl Anachronism from the Dresden Dolls album. It's my favourite song of hers.
Oh, buddy.
But
I'm sure we'll find it online in a second. We can watch
ukulele anthem, and
we can have a couple of drinks and we can watch some Dresden Dolls.
Thunder outside.
I know. I don't want to go home. I need like a plastic bag.
But yeah, it was a genuinely probably one of the best concerts I've been to. Absolutely unique experience, nothing like it. I mean, I've only been to a few concerts. I went to see Michael Jackson, as mentioned, Rush, Sigur Rós, Perfect Circle, and Pure Reason Revolution. And
those are the only gigs you've ever been to?
That's the only concert I've ever been to. I'm really selective.
Next time I get some weird tickets, you're coming.
I'm very selective about who I see.
I went to
Pearl Jam's next.
Oh, I fucking love that.
That's my next
great idea.
Yeah.
Yes, Pearl Jam next tickets we're both going.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
But I'm glad I got to see Pure Reason Revolution right before they split up.
I can't believe I went to the wrong fucking festival. I wanted to go to the Isle of Wight festival because Pearl Jam were playing there.
Yeah.
and I just fucking couldn't get a ticket, so I was like, I'm going to download.
That's my next plan is Pearl Jam. But it was genuinely up there with the best concerts. Like,
I would cry as soon as fucking Eddie Vedder comes out. I'll cry. I'll shit, piss, and cum, and I'll cry all over myself, and I will not stop until they stop playing. And then afterwards, I'm going to be perfectly fine.
Just the moment they play the last note or something, and then just stop.
Yeah, then just stop immediately. I'm like, I love you, Eddie. He's not going to touch me.
But yeah, the Amanda Palmer concert was excellent. I recommend seeing her, but you'll be a while now because she's 7 months pregnant, and
where can you find her albums
she's supporting
and her music?
On her website. You can just download them all.
Can you give the website name? Do you know it?
It's Amanda Palmer's blog, whatever that is.
Okay.
Who knows?
AmandaPalmer.net.
Let's AmandaPalmer.gov.
If you were going to recommend... Okay, so we'll do this because I feel like you want to talk about this, so it'd be nice to do a little bit of segment where we have a bit of an interview with you.
An interview.
Not an interview, but you know what I mean. We'll discuss it a little bit further. What albums would you recommend to a first-time listener if you could recommend two?
Theatre is Evil.
By Dresden Dolls?
No, Amanda Palmer.
That's Amanda Palmer solo.
That was the one she did the Kickstarter for. Absolutely superb album.
Excellent. And the other one?
Probably the first Dresden Dolls album, which is just called Dresden Dolls.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant.
Any standout tracks from either of those albums that you recommend listening to first? Dipping your toes, as they say?
I think the best introduction to Amanda Palmer is probably on Dresden Dolls would be Girl Anachronism or Coin Operated Boy.
Okay.
Because they're both very different songs.
Yeah. But they give you a sense of what she's going to do.
But I think because she's changed a lot. That Dresden Dolls is very vaudevillian and lots of piano with drums. That's all there is, just piano and drums. Yeah. And it's very sort of like, they described it as...
burlesque music?
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember what they used to describe it as ages ago. They used to have a name for it.
I think vaudevillian's fine.
Yeah. The new stuff, though, is a little bit more pop-influenced and stuff.
Okay, so it's a bit more like Bjork, I imagine. She's going that direction.
Every song on the album is a different genre.
Okay.
But it's excellent. Killing Type's probably the best song on the last album. That's a great song.
Right.
Or Bed Song, actually.
Cool.
Bed Song's a really sad
I'm definitely
song.
going to have a listen after listening to this. I'm sure some of the people that listen to our podcast.
I always recommend listening to Oasis from Who Killed Amanda Palmer, though, because that song's a really upbeat, cheery song about the time she got an abortion when she was 16 after being attacked at a party. So that's a really fun, upbeat song.
If I'm 100% honest about this, I just don't feel like listening to someone whine. No, genuinely, she sounds like an interesting person and incredibly interesting to see live, obviously.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with you. Pearl Jam would be an amazing experience.
That's the next one.
Totally going to do it. You're gonna see me piss, shit, cum, and probably bleed out my anus.
It's either Pearl Jam or Tenacious D. I want to see.
I've seen Tenacious D live.
Yeah, I need to see Tenacious D at some point.
I've seen them live. They're good.
But yeah.
Although I don't feel like they want to do it anymore.
They're old.
You get that sense from them, especially more recently. I hope that Jack Black does another tour to promote like the Goosebumps film and stuff. He does because I like it. His press tours. If you can ever get into a press tour, it's actually not that hard. But if you can get into a press tour for anyone, sometimes, especially musical talent and things like that, they put on a little bit of a show. They do have a bit of a sing and talk. But yeah, you can get into press tours. They're not too difficult to get into. But yeah, there's some cool shit. Have you got anything coming up in the next 2 weeks out before we round out the podcast?
Oh, there's going to be a thing soon if it gets finished.
Oh, don't say that.
You'll see
act with a bit more positivity. You've got a new show coming up.
I'm not going to mention what it is yet, though.
No, don't mention what it is.
It's top secret.
Keep it secret. There's a new show coming up with Anne and another lady.
Yeah. On the YouTube channel with Ducks Ahoy.
Yeah. It's something interesting. I'm not involved in any way, so if you hate me...
Dare I reveal here? I may reveal it on a video beforehand.
Yeah, just
I have got the gaming legend that is Ray Sparks coming back from obscurity. He's been gone for many years.
Is he coming here to do a video with you?
No, he's recording it at his home in Spondon.
He's going to post it.
And in ways, he lives in Edinburgh now. He's from Spondon originally.
I don't know where that is. It sounds like a place where The Last of Us started.
But he's coming back to record something new. He's been gone for like 10 years.
Wow.
Like,
that's cool. Sparks. That's very cool. Is there any events that you're looking forward to, or is there any games that are coming out that you're going to be getting?
We've got Arkham Knight. We already mentioned that.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's all I'm doing.
No films or anything? Ant-Man's out July 17th. That's a little bit away, isn't it?
That'll be before the podcast. July 1st is Terminator Genesis.
Which I will be seeing. Do you want to go see that?
I need to go see that, yeah.
We'll go see that together or something. I'll drag my girlfriend along because she's probably not interested.
I don't want to see it because it's going to be terrible, but I'm going to see it.
I want to see it because I've read part of the script and I know it's going to be terrible, and that's part of the fun for me, is seeing your reaction to what's going to happen. I'm seeing Michael Cera play on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Cera from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah.
Boiler Room in Guildford. Yeah.
I would have gone to that, but I'm broke. So.
If anyone's there, if my girlfriend ducks out, then I'll give you a shout and you can take her ticket. What else is happening? Tomorrow I'm going to a food festival in somewhere.
Sausage Festival.
Sausage Fest. And then Terminator Genesis for me and Arkham Knight for me as well. What else am I looking forward to? There's got to be something else on the horizon, isn't there?
There's nothing out at all.
Maybe
next time we come around to this, I'm going to struggle to find 4 things again.
That's fine, because what I could do is I can come around next weekend and dump some films off on you so you've got some stuff to watch and review. I have seen Spring. I'd recommend Spring. It's coming to the UK soon on DVD and Blu-ray. I haven't mentioned it last time, but I know it's being released in the UK and on DVD and Blu-ray in the next 2 weeks. So if you have a chance to pick that up, it's a fantastic little horror / romance / some other genre film, and it's really nice. It's incredibly sweet.
Fucking It Follows out on DVD yet?
It Follows is coming out in the next 2 weeks as well.
Oh, I need to get that.
Yeah, it's a very good film.
Oh, I'm going to have to go to Guildford to buy a fucking film.
Why?
Because there's no shops in Woking to buy films from now.
Amazon. And it's cheaper.
I don't like Amazon.
And it's cheaper.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, have a good fortnight. If you're at the Michael Cera gig and this is released before Monday, give me a shout. Say hello. I'm Cinemageddon, your LV-54 Space Monkey, or our human names, if you wish to address us in our slave names.
Space Monkey anymore.
My name's Matt, this is Ant, although I will not answer to that name, my real name is Kunta Kinte.
Yeah, I was going to do that joke. I want to do that joke.
Oh, see? Damn it. LeVar Burton is just fucking rolling in his grave right now, isn't he?
He's alive. He's not
For now. I'm going to take his name.
He brought back Reading Rainbow.
He did!
Well done.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Oh, before we go, have you heard of a guy named Glenn Mordassay? Or he never gonna...
Glenn Miller.
No, we're gonna Google it after this. We'll add a little bit of music to the end of this. If we can add 4 seconds and get away with it, can't we? As long as it's under 5 seconds, we won't get in trouble, isn't that?
I don't know. Do you know who was the only person to content ID me on all my E3 videos?
Konami.
Fucking Nintendo.
Oh, really? I thought it was Konami.
Yeah, of all the games I covered on my E3 videos, Nintendo, and they content ID the Splatoon video we did.
Oh, pricks.
Do you know what parts of the video they content ID on?
What?
The post-show and menus. That's what they're content IDing on. Because they can't content ID the gameplay. Because the gameplay is always different. You can't load a video up and capture that.
I am going to edit that video for you. So we get rid of the menu.
If you're putting in Splatoon... cut out the windscreens and the menus from the game. Just have the games themselves. Or Nintendo won't catch you.
Or if you like gaming, just cut out Nintendo, because they become a cantankerous old bastard, and if they leave, then their studios will just start releasing on other consoles.
Yeah, fair enough.
Get rid of those fucks.
Bye.
Night!
Bye.
Yeah!
Bye.